the Canon 50mm f1.2 lens on the Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro is not a common pairing, and thought it would be a good opportunity to abuse the very low aperture value on this lens with some silky Blackmagic RAW. This lens, besides being gorgeous when it flares into my current recording camera, is known for having a really low aperture. This was a sought-after lens if you were a portrait photographer when the Canon 5D Mark II reigned supreme, so now it's kind of an odd choice for this camera. But I picked it up, put it on the body, and instantly just loved where it sat in my hands. The focus ring lives right here where pointer and thumb come together, and it's just really natural. The larger, I don't know, chin's what we call it on phones, but this, whatever this area is where the mount is, it's a little larger than on other Blackmagic cameras. So it can feel awkward to try to go to get the focus ring when it's over here. You're not really sure where to put your palm. But on this camera and this lens combination, it feels really natural sitting right here. That moment alone was enough to convince me to take this thing out for a spin. All the footage you saw from the Jersey Shore and the beaches of Coney Island was me just trying to have a low-key lens test time while enjoying the last bits of summer, just getting maximum beach B-roll. Affordability-wise, I imagine there are a lot of copies on this lens in the used market that you can pick up fairly affordably. So if you're looking for a really fast 50mm, this might be cheaper than getting one of the newer offerings from Canon or Sigma, but it's a pretty tried and true lens, so its new price has not fallen too far. Obviously, any lens at this focal length, we're talking a lot about bokeh and a lot about maximum aperture. Here, 1.2, the bokeh looks really nice. I don't always shoot wide open, and when I do, it's usually on the Sigma 18-35, which is 1.8. So being able to go down to 1.2 is really nice for letting light into the camera, but it's also really hard to get your focus when it's that shallow of a depth of field. Recommend this lens? I don't know if I'd recommend getting this lens specifically for the Blackmagic 6K Pro. It's not something I feel like I'm going to use frequently. The Sigma 18-35 gives me a wider range of shots and has a fast enough aperture. The Canon 24-70 I'll use more often than this because I don't see myself building out a kit of Canon photo lenses as prime lenses at the red ring 1.2 aperture. The stuff that's 1.4 is probably a better way to go if you're using stuff for solely video. But if you're a photographer and you have one of these lying around, you've probably already tried this and you quite like it. But coming back on a positive note to how fun it is to actually use this, the focus ring is just buttery smooth. It sits in that natural location and you're able to pull focus all the way around the lens without moving your hand at all. So you're not adding extra shake to a lens that has no stabilization and a camera that has no stabilization. I did record everything at 48 frames so that I can give myself a little more smoothness, and some of those clips were minorly stabilized in Resolve. But for the most part, I find that this is a really nice weight when keeping the camera close to your chest. You can get pretty smooth shots handheld. So if you've got a used deal or someone's got a 50mm 1.2 they're trying to get rid of, and you're trying to decide, is this going to work for me in my cinematic pursuits? I can confidently say it's really fun to use, and if you can get a good deal on it, you're going to love the images that you get out of it, and you're going to like using it a lot more than some other primes that you're adapting onto this system. This is the part of the video where I kindly ask you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, if any of this footage helped convince you or confidently made sure that you're not going to get this lens because you don't like how the footage looks. Either way, hopefully that helped you make a decision, and maybe you could help my channel out as well. If you're still watching, you might be one of the 7% of people that are subscribed to the channel and consistently watch the videos. And here's a secret, you're the best people that watch these videos. But the absence is not caused by a whole lot besides, the concept of moving around in New York City. It just takes a lot out of you, it just takes a lot of time. I got more videos, I recorded a bunch of stuff this summer. We're getting to upload it now. Thanks for sticking around, and hope you enjoyed this 50mm walkthrough. Until next time, I'm off walking.